What's up, guys? UIB here. Today we are going to be looking at something very chill, and that's introduction to Zapier. Some guys have been telling me that they have problem understanding the Zapier platform, and then that's why I created these videos to just let you understand some basic things you have to put to notice when navigating Zapier. So we're going to look at what is Zapier, what are triggers and actions, what are events, zaps and tasks. And we're looking at what are fields, dynamic and static fields. So and definitely app blocks. So Zapier is more of like an automation tool that helps us connect two different apps. Then one of the app is actually going to be the trigger, and the other app is going to be the action. You know, we are automating things, and it works with the principle if this then that. Like if a particular thing happen in the action app, in the trigger app, I mean, and then another thing will occur in the action app. So let me just jump into what I mean by that right now. So if I let's say I want to create a particular, so this there's a trigger. The trigger is the particular app that is causing the other app to carry out an event. So let's say the trigger app here is JotForm right here. So you look at JotForm, and then definitely. So this I'm going to be using like as we are going, I'm going to be checking off some things. So we are going to look at so events. Events are actually the particular action. I will not say action now. The particular thing that you want to be carried out. So triggers also have events. You grab. So which event do you want to happen for another event to happen? You grab. So the first event is actually the trigger event, and then the next event is the action event. So now we want it to be that okay, once a particular form, which is just form, is submitted, and we want an action to be carried out in the action app, right? We want an event to be carried out in the action app. So from there we'll continue, and then we'll sign into my JotForm. Okay. So this is always very necessary for you to like connect your JotForm or your the apps together before you can carry out. So make sure you are clicking on are we HIPAA compliant? Yes. So yeah. So this is exactly what we have to do. Allow. Okay, so now we have successfully connected the JotForm and our Zapier app. So it's going to ask us that okay, which particular form are we talking about on the job form? Because we have different forms. Like here, we have different forms of the job form. But the form we are talking about right here is the registration form. That is the name of the form. So we just click on registration form, and then the next thing we do is that we are going to proceed to fill in the fields. This is exactly what I want you two guys to know. There's actually what we call test data. Test data is actually the data that you Zapier needs the test data to be able to it's just like when you are I don't know if some of you guys are chemistry students or in chemistry, there's actually what we talk about. Let's say you want to rinse a particular apparatus with a particular chemical. The reason why you're using rinsing that apparatus with that chemical is because you don't want the apparatus, the chemical to be contaminated with another chemical when you're pouring the entire when you're pouring the chemical into it. So we rinse, let's say we have H2SO4 in a particular beaker. So we have to rinse the beaker with H2SO4 so that when we are pouring, that's exactly what we are doing testing. We just actually want to test, we want to use a particular the data so that when subsequent data is actually passing through, Zapier understands how to navigate. So there are a lot of data here. So let me just pick on this particular one here, like I said. So the next thing we'll do is that we'll go to the so if I click on continue right here, if I click on just a minute. So if I click on continue, I think I've done that. Yes. If I click on continue, it will ask me that okay, which action app did I want this to do? And I'm like, okay, I want to carry an action on my Google Sheet, right? Whenever an event, whenever a form is submitted on JotForm, I want the event. The event that has happened on Google Sheet is to create a spreadsheet role. That means let's go to my spreadsheet. That means once that form is filled, I want this particular row to be filled. The same thing, telling us exactly what it happened on the just form. So if you see all the fields that are here on JotForm, you can see first name, last name, then you can see something like email, then company, then how do you hear about us, and then what can we do for you. You can see all these fields are here: first name, last name, email, company, how do you hear about us, and what can we do for you. So the reason we are doing that is because we have to map these fields, right? So I have to also log in my Google Sheets so that they can be in sync and they can communicate through and through. Right? So the reason why they are communicating through and through is because of API integration. Right? So there is passing of data from and to Zapier. So, so I'm just waiting for this to load right now. Then I'll allow. So voila, I've connected my Google Sheets and then my Zapier. So the next thing I'm doing is continue, and it's going to ask me, okay, which drive and why do I'm picking? I'm picking for my Google Drive and the spreadsheet. The name of the spreadsheet here, I told you the name. Check the name here, and then you can put registration spreadsheet. So now, so, okay, which sheet? The sheet here is sheet one. Okay, so I can choose sheet one right here. There's now I'm not going to map the fields. It's going to ask me to map the fields. So now what I'm doing there is like I'm taking the fields that are from the jot form and putting them here. So the thing I'll do is like, okay, first name. I'll look for the first name stuff here on jot form. I think it was not separated here. Okay. Okay, I want to pick another submission. Sorry about that. I'll pick another submission. Right, let me pick submission B. Yeah, I think this person chose a different. Um, okay, so yep. So first, I will put their first name. Okay, yeah, the first name is Isaac. Then I'll put their last name. Let's go for the last name here. Last name, last name. Okay, sorry. Okay, last name is Odion, and then I can put the email address. Right, email address is this. Uh-huh. Then I'll put the company. Company is okay, let me scroll down. Scroll down. Okay. Have I passed that? Okay, yeah. This is the name of the company. And then the next thing I'm doing is that how do you hear about us then? So what I'm doing right here is actually mapping. This is what we call mapping. So it's social. Then what can we do for you? What can we do for you? Pipe drive implementation. That is exactly. So what I've done is that I've successfully mapped the field. So now I want to tell you guys the difference between static fields and dynamic field. So all these things I've done is actually a dynamic field, right? So like now I think I've covered what is Zapier, triggers and action, events also. Okay, and then I'm about to cover dynamic and static fields. Right, that was cool. That's very fast to me. So let's go back. So what these fields that you are seeing that I'm picking from JotForm, they are called dynamic fields. The reason why they are called dynamic fields are is because like let's say like they will actually be changing. It depends on how the person filling the form. So let's say someone named Ope filled the form initially. The name will be Ope, right? Let's say another person called Gideon filled the the um the form again. So the name will change to like the response I'll get to be Gideon. Okay, that's why it's called dynamic field, right? It's because it's changing. So now if I add a static field, right? Let's say static field is like just typing a field naturally. So let's say this is a static field, right? So the reason why this is a start for this last name, this field is not going to be changing. Why am I saying that? Even if the person email, like if the person filling the form is a different person, it will still put this field there. This is a static field. So that is the difference between a static field and a dynamic field. So let's say the person's name, last name is Gideon. So you see Gideon, this is a static field. So if the person's name is Isaac, you see Isaac, this is that. So this is a static field, is not going to be changing. That's why it is called a static field. Let's see if that works. Let's test the step, right? So if you test the step right now, you see that. Can you see? Audion, this is a static field. Okay, let me expand it so that you guys can see. Can you see? Audion, this is the static field. Okay, let's try another thing. And next thing we are doing is that we want to test another person. Let's use another person, another submission. Let's use submission A, Zakiki, right? And I think he dropped his email address. Okay, let's continue. Continue with this record. Action, action, right? So you see that it will tell us P. This is a static field. That's exactly the difference between static field and dynamic field. You're going to see, I'm going to test this step and you're going to see what it's going to show on the database right now. So are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Yes, we're good. Can you see P? This is static field. So that is exactly difference between static field and in dynamic field. So we have app blocks. So app blocks are actually something like this. So this particular thing that you're seeing, this is the app block for Google Sheet. This is the app block for JotForm. And then this app block is actually a trigger app, and this is an action app. So that's it right here. So that's exactly everything about intro to Zapier. I hope you guys get this. And yeah, there's one more thing I almost forgot, and that is difference between um, Zaps and task. So this particular Zap that I created here. So let me rename the Zap and call it let's call it registration database. Let's say registration workflow, right? Workflow, right? I've actually done that. So next thing I'm doing is that I'm publishing that app, right? So let's publish this app. Okay, right away. So I've published this app. So one thing I want to do is like I want to show you guys something. I want to fill the form, right? I want to fill the form. Let me preview the form right here. Publish right here. And then I'll fill the form and I want to show you something right now. I want to show you the difference between a task and then Zap. So let's call this Yensin Wang as the co-founder of NVIDIA. So let's call it Yensin at nvd.com. So the company is NVIDIA. And then you got to know me through the website. Let's call this he wants to do process mapping. So if I submit this, what happened is that a stuff is okay, it's asking me to verify. What's happening? Am I human? Okay, I am human. I am human. What next? And then okay. Please click on the blah 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 image. Didn't get that. Please click on the entity that is most related to the app. This particular one. Yes, this one. Next. Okay, this one here. Yes. So now I can submit the form. So once I submit the form, what happens is like a rule is created on um on Google Sheet. That is exactly what it means by trigger. The trigger is like once the form is submitted, a particular action, a rule is created. Can you see? Yes, single act. This remember the static field you're talking about, it will always be constant because it's a static field. You see the dynamic field is changing. Do you guys get this? I hope you guys get it. It's very, very, very chill. So what I want to show you right now is this right here. Whenever a zap is completed, a task is consumed. You know that it was 0/1000. You can go back, you can rewind the video and see that it was 0/1000 before. Now it has is now 1/1000. That means a task has been consumed. That means a particular stuff has been carried out. Like it's just like a message or like sending someone an errand. So that errand has been completed. That is mean of um, task consumed. So and when we talk about a zap is more of like this particular. Let me show you what a zap look like now. So I have about just one zap. So this is exactly a zap. So registration workflow, that is a zap, just like combination of actions and triggers. So combine everything together. That so now they are telling us that yeah, for a professional account, I can create it. I can sorry, did I just say that? I can create unlimited zaps. Grab. I can create unlimited zaps, but I can only send about 1,000 errands. Like I can consume only 1,000 tasks. So that is exactly what I mean by that. I hope I've covered this the entire stuff. What is Zapier, triggers and action, events, and then zaps and tasks, fields, dynamic, and then app blocks. I hope this helps to get with everything about intro to Zapier. Thank you.